Yo, what is up, gamers? It's Sebastian here with a great video from the UK Extravaganza. We have Mr. Volt's competitor Herman Hans Hansen,
Hi.
and today he got a top 4 with Pure Zodiac.
Yeah. And I also won the Giant card yesterday, so I played the same list for both Saturday and Sunday. Uh, so we can get into it, I guess.
Yep.
I think this is... Don't really have to explain the rat at least. Because it's the rat. Opening rat's the same as opening any Zodiac, basically, because of Tiger. Um, these are your 6 damage dealers, so you max out of them. Whiptail and Furblade are both insane, of course. Previous weeks, I've been playing triple Rambram, but we try to cut down a little bit on the Zoo count to fit more techs, and it also helps the 4 Zodiac hands, because like the worst hands in this deck is when you open a bunch of Rambram, Bunny, Whiptail, and Rat without a way to cycle through them using Furblade. So yeah, it worked out. Honestly, I opened only one Zodiac a bit. I didn't go again with like no Zodiacs. But I did go a few games where I only opened one Zodiac and couldn't get into another, so I might consider playing more Zeus to stop that from happening, but it worked out.
What's the total number count then?
Currently it's effectively 14 Zodiacs, if you include the Bunny. And if you include the Tenki and the Barrage, it should be 14.
Alright, that's a good number. And Bunny's a
good Yeah, with the Sires it should be about 97% still. Somewhere around that. So you should be opening a starter almost every time. For hand traps, I played Vader because of Tri Brigade, and it has like this card goes really well into Drytron as well, because Drytron honestly can't really deal with Trident using like the Drytron cards, so it has to summon Diviner. I tried to max out on cards that stopped the Diviner from resolving. I beat all 4 Drytron I played this weekend. I lost 1 game total, I think, so Baylor was very strong, I'd say.
Yeah,
definitely maybe overperformed. I'm not gonna even explain this one. It's so generic, and it goes well with Trident. And there's also the triple impermanence.
Yeah, I saw an interesting spell as you were scrolling through.
Yeah. It's the same as Valor, but in so much if you can hold it in hand. Like against Dino or the mirror match, you typically never set the impermanence because you'd rather use it as a forbidden chalice.
Yeah.
So that comes up a lot. And it's also there to like negate Diviner, and it's very good against Tri Brigade. Even if you do it for turn, it's fine, of course. So the spell lineup. This one does not need explaining, and I don't think this one needs to, so I'm gonna put them here.
Bro, what do you play the size in 40 cards?
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, there's like literally nothing I can even banish. So, unless I banish all 10 Zodiacs, but that's never happened yet, thank God. I played triple Chalice.
Best card.
So, yeah, this card was very strong. The attack boost effect actually comes up and is very relevant. This weekend I used it just to like basically boost attack 4 times for game somehow. I don't know how, but it worked out, so definitely good. The reason we play this over Book of Moon right now is because of Tri Brigade. Because this card is always better against Tri Brigade, basically.
Like the Chevalier go for full, and then after
Yeah, and it also lets the Borbo go through, which is nice, and also stops IP into Unicorn. Book of Moon would also stop IP into Unicorn, but this can stop Diviner, and you can also, if they go for like the IP into Unicorn play after you like let's say shifted or retaliating them, they have to discard a card from the hand, so they end up going so neg in card advantage that they can just never come back. Yeah. So it was strong for me. And then I have one-off spells. All of these are limited, so I actually have a good reason to play a one-off for once, I guess. This one you actually side out a lot because it's not that strong against like Tri Brigade if you go second, and it's not that strong against Drytron if you go second, but going first is fine. It has some matchups like Shaddoll and Prankid, where it's like Exodia, especially Prankid, they can just never beat it, honestly. It's like, yeah, it was okay for me. I don't know if I'd play it, but maybe this should be a third Ram because of Sue names. Yeah,
Are
Barrage
you
and
not going to talk
Reborn.
about the Diefine that's just sitting there?
I mean, this is like a Floodgate. I like to play this deck as a Floodgate deck, so that's why it's here. It's really strong against both Tri Brigade and against Tritron. Like basically, like they can just never play on the fixture, like pretty much ever. And it's also good against some matchups with like the trap matchups. But like if you know like the search punishment, you can activate this and then punishment is dead. So it also can also protect the Dryden sometimes.
Also, like against dragons, which I think a lot of people have forgot about this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to dragons, but yeah, it's good from me. I drew it 3 times and it won me 2 of those games. And the third game it got cosmicked by Dino, but I won that game anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, stops Misk. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And baby actually, that's crazy.
Yeah. Do you still like order main even with like Tri Brigade in the format?
Yeah, I mean, I try to reason with myself if I want to play like the Floodgates main still, but like if you think about it, opening a Floodgate is almost always a win game one. So playing when the main deck probably increases your total win rate by like 10%, and I don't think any other card does that, so made sense. This is basically a Zoo card, honestly. This is broken.
Yeah.
And I like Judgment because if you didn't notice already, I didn't play Cosmic, so my back row gets, or like my version gets like the back row decks can be kind of shaky. So I think the Judgment is definitely worth it. Also, main decking. If some people main deck Storm, it's definitely clutch to have.
Looking at the Dino players.
Yeah. So that's 40. Also, negating your opponent's top deck is pretty fun. Big fan. I could go into the extra deck. It's just.
Yeah, I mean.
I think you need triple Zeus. I know Oosters won the Benelux one this weekend playing only 2 Zeus, but for me the third one comes up because you can play Zeus like a Dante every single mid phase 2 to protect against Lightning Storm.
Benna, that's more like Benna sus.
Yeah. So it was good for sure. It's also really funny when you make a Zeus into Zeus. That's like the ultimate Zeus.
It's really funny when like you have a Zeus and the only materials are 2 Zeuses under it.
Yeah, it's like the funniest thing. Then pretty much the rest of it is honestly just Sudic Zeus. You play 3 of these because you play Vespinato and you need a Shaka 9 to like do the burst of damage.
And then 2 times.
Yeah, I honestly think these ratios are like not to be messed with. Like they are fine.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
I think you need to play 2 Kong to climb into a bigger Zeus sometimes. So I don't think there's a reason to play only 1 Kong. It definitely has like the worst effect, but just being a name is good, I think.
Yeah.
This is the out Contact C, but I think people don't play Contact C anymore, so I don't know. You can play Cyclops, but I don't think anything really comes up in this slot. Like the possible options you can play is Link Rebo for like Dino, because Lost World turns off like Chalice and stuff. So it's either like Link Rebo or it's Megaclops or this. And I feel like this came up more, so.
Yeah, I'm actually convinced like contacting C is just some government conspiracy. Like I've literally never seen that card before.
Yeah, true. And Vespinato. This is like one of the MVPs because it closes out the games.
Highest win rate.
Which this deck has a really hard time closing at games sometimes, so that's why it's there. In the side deck, I actually don't know where my third shifter is, so that's the only reason to play 2 of it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, stay mad, bro. This is actually a side basically only for the mirror match, because my deck is pretty weak in the mirror, and like if I play the mirror or like Elsu, I really wanted it somewhere in my deck list. Because it's actually very good in the mirror. You can hit the Fairblade Normal Summon or you can hit Zeus effect, and it's like still clears it, right? So it's pretty good.
How many mirrors did you play?
None. But I played against 5 Tribrigetsu. But you don't side this against Tribrigetsu, so that doesn't really matter. It was really good against the one Mech Knight guy. That was funny. Get shit on, smile. Basically, this deck has very few ways to deal with grave effects, usually, so Meister is very strong. It's really good against like, it's really good to pair with Trident, right? Because, like, against Tri-Brigade, they go, like, Norseman Kit and Norseman Nerval and make All Mirage. That turns off Trident, but you can hit the Nerval with Skullmeister and they can't get Keras.
Yeah.
So I think it's good there. And it's obviously good against Dino. And also very strong against Tritron. If you can pair it.
Gates miss, that's broken.
Yeah. And this is also basically for Drytron. I wanted to have a hand against Drytron. So it's like auto win like almost every single time you draw it. And it's also one of the few hand traps that doesn't lose to like the one of Instant Fusion. In fact, it actually plays... Instant Fusion actually plays harder into Retaliating, which is comedy.
Yeah, because it triggers it,
yeah. So, like, even if you serve it, it's honestly fine, right? Like, they went -3, I don't think they can really do anything after that. If they start with Nova, they get super fucked. There's just no way they can come back.
Also, like, versus instant, your hand traps get banished, so...
Yeah, also that.
Yeah.
So, like, it will make Ash actually do something under Medallion Demise. And also, it's like shits on the random Shaddoll players. I actually didn't play any this weekend, but it's possible to play against Shaddoll. And Prankid, honestly. It's good against Prankid. Because, like, Reborn, Instant Fusion, and Pandemonium all lose Retaliating. So if you play like triple Meister, triple Ash, even like Retaliating in your turn is also good. So it's like usually always good against Prankid if you draw it. It's obviously a hand drop against Prankid if it doesn't lose to like talents also.
Yeah, but
that's sick.
He was stupid enough to play Prankids this format.
Yeah, I don't know, man. True. There's like a bunch of one-off spell trap hits.
Herman Classic.
Sorry?
A bunch of one-offs, yeah. Herman Classic.
Yeah, Herman Classic, but this is actually limited, so there's a valid explanation for it. Yeah, one of these were good. I don't know if this is good though. This is kind of awkward sometimes, but Sailor's Ghost Overs, honestly, it's like good in the mirror, so you play it.
Would you side it against Tri-Brigade?
I think you usually don't, but it depends how they make their turn 1 board. Honestly, like if they make DDL instead of Trident, you probably side this anyway because it can like, as long as they don't like make Apollo, it's probably good to side it. But if they make Apollo, it's pretty bad, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, also it's funny because if you play the Pank against Dino, you can Monster Reborn over Raptor and search Pank. That's comedy.
Please tell me you did that today.
No, I did not. I did not draw Reborn in the games they had Panking Grave or like Overengare. It was so sad. I only own 1 Storm, so stay mad. I only own 1 Mine, so stay mad.
Did you Mystic Mine anyone today?
Yes. I drew Storm Mine against a Tricer player.
Oh, no. Why you gotta do that?
Yeah, that's it. 15, 40.
So, what did you lose to today then?
I lost to Trisu because both games I only got into 1 Zodiac monster in the first 8 or so cards, and it's pretty hard to grind into Solemns if you don't draw any Zodiacs.
Yeah. Would there be any changes you make to your list then, or do you really like it how it is at the moment?
I mean, maybe I tried to fit in the 3rd Ram because sometimes it felt like I didn't have enough Su names. That's about it. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it was fine. I don't think I'd change anything here, to be honest. Like, the only thing is, like, you might want to, like, play, like, more Storm if you have more Storms, I guess.
I think, like, you DM'd me, like, if you had more Storms, you play a Pank, right?
Yeah, I over Ogre, I think. You just, like, max out on Ogre, probably.
Okay. Do you have any last words you'd like to say?
No, actually, there's one more thing also. Like, on Saturday, I actually played, like, 2 Cosmics over Ogre.
How did that go?
Yeah, I didn't sign them in. Like they were really bad, so I don't think you need cosplay. But yeah, shout outs, I guess. Shout out to you. Shout out to Vlad for winning again. I was next to him on top tables like basically like the entire weekend, so that was funny. Shout out to E-Man. That's it.
Alright, thank you. And until
Thank you.
next time, we'll see you gamers later.
Bye.